If you are looking for the best mini PC for gaming or for video editing, then you are in the right place. Today in this video I will show you the best mini PC that you can find at affordable price or at the budget. But before I start and show you the best mini PC, there is some very important things that I think you should know before buying any mini PC. First thing, the mini PC is not powerful as a normal desktop. Even with the latest mini PC, there is things that is not gonna work properly. For example, if you want to use mini PC to play some light games or some average demanding games at low and mid graphic setting, then yes, you could find good mini PC at good price. But when it comes to some heavy tasking like advanced video editing using a lot of effects and filters and maybe some animation, or even when you try to play some intensive games, then probably the mini PC will not be able to offer the performance you're gonna need. You may be able to do some heavy tasking with mini PC, but you could face some lagging and crashing. So if you want to do some heavy tasking, it's better to buy a normal desktop or build PC. If you know how to build a PC, simply use small case, so you can provide more space and at the same time it will be easy to move the PC anywhere you want. Also, building a PC will save you some money and at the same time you will get more performance compared to mini PC. However, I have a lot of things to share with you about this topic, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I will just keep it here. So the first mini PC we have AM690S. This mini PC released in 2023, and before that this mini PC was called AM690. It has same specs and everything was just the same, but at that time this mini PC has some issues with temperature. So the manufacturer has improved the cooling system and changed the name to AM690S. However, this mini PC 690S was a bit expensive months ago, but now the price has dropped. It's about $350 when you go with no RAM and no SSD. If you have an SSD, this option is the best for you. All you're gonna need is to buy RAM DDR5 and install Windows. But even if you don't have SSD or RAM, this option at least will save you about $100, because for gaming you need only 16GB RAM, and for video editing it's better to be about 32GB RAM. But just remember, if you don't know how to install Windows, then it's better to get the PC completely with RAM and SSD. So now let's talk a bit about specs. We got Ryzen 9 6900HX, 8 cores in 16 threads. The more cores in the threads you have, the better performance you get. And we have integrated GPU 680M, dual channel DDR5, 1 slot M.2 PCI 4 SSD, and storage is expandable. You can add another drive 2.5 inches. Connectivity, we have Wi-Fi 6 in Bluetooth, 2 HDMI, and 1 USB 4 in headphones jack. This mini PC is still a bit expensive when you go with RAM and SSD. The price is about $500. On this mini PC you can play a lot of games at good performance. But when it comes to the intensive games such as Warzone, at mid setting 1080p you get about 30 FPS. And at low setting 720p you get about 57 FPS. And another game that you can't play very well is Spider-Man Miles Morales. At low setting you get only 37 FPS. And there is Cyberpunk, a low setting, also you get 30 FPS. As you can see, you can't have good performance when it comes to some high demanding games. And for video editing, you can edit videos on Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, but only if you're gonna do some basic editing. For high video editing, like using a lot of videos and a lot of clips with a lot of effects and filters and all other stuff, this mini PC will not be able to do that in a good way. So the next one we have Elliott AM780XTX with Ryzen 7 7840HS. Also we get 8 cores in 16 threads. Integrated GPU 780M. You get dual channel DDR5 RAM in 2 slots M.2 PCI 4 SSD, in Wi-Fi 6, in Bluetooth 5, into HDMI, into USB 4. This mini PC is a bit better than the previous AM690S because it has the latest iGPU 780M. The latest iGPU here performs better than 680M, except when it comes to high demanding games that requires more powerful GPU. You can play high demanding games but only at low low setting. And when it comes to the video editing for basic editing, like using some layer effect in some transition, this mini PC can do the job. But when it comes to the price, this mini PC it's affordable when you go with no RAM and no SSD. It's about $450. But with the RAM and SSD it's about $630. And the next one we have Venus ARM 790 Pro with Ryzen 9 7940HS. We got the latest GPU here as well, 780M in 2-slot DDR5, 2-slot M.2 PCI 4 SSD, 2 HDMI into USB 4. This mini PC can do better performance on some heavy games. The Cyberpunk you get over 60 FPS at low setting, and also on Spider-Man you get 60 FPS at low setting. And for video editing, this mini PC can do some good job if you're gonna do some basic editing. But when it comes to the price, without RAM and SSD, this mini PC is still quite expensive. It's about $560. And with RAM and SSD you pay $100 more, $660. This mini PC is considered the best mini PC at the moment. You get powerful CPU and the latest GPU, but still there is something a little different and special, and also it's more powerful than all these mini PC, which is the Neptune HX99J and Minisform HN2673. Both of these mini PC have a dedicated GPU. The Minisform HN2673 cost about $700 with RAM and SSD, and the Neptune HX99 cost the same price but without RAM and without SSD. And with RAM and SSD it's about $900, which is quite expensive. But on gaming, both of these mini PC can run most of the games at high setting with high resolution, 1440p with very solid performance, and both can handle video editing with decent performance. When it comes to the specs, the Neptune HX99J we got Ryzen 9 6900HX, 8 cores and 16 threads, with dedicated GPU AMD Radeon RX 6650M, GDDR6 8GB. On Minisform HN2673 you get Intel i7 12650H. You get 10 cores and 16 threads. In the RAM you get dual channel DDR4. In the storage here is expandable as well. You can add a drive 2.5 inches. On gaming, the Neptune HX99J with Ryzen 9 perform a bit better than Minisform with Intel i7 because the Neptune HX99J has more gigabyte in GPU, and also it uses the latest DDR5 RAM, so that's what makes the Neptune HX99 offer a bit better performance, but also it's a bit more expensive. These two mini PC are the best right now for gaming and some video editing, but as you can see both are quite expensive. And if you want to get something more affordable, you can get the B-Link Sur mini PC with Ryzen 5. You get 6 cores and 12 threads with $330. And there is another one with a bit better performance, which is the Sur 5 Pro with Ryzen 7. You get 8 cores and 16 threads. When it comes to mini PC, it's better to go with Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9 because these two processors offer 8 cores and 16 threads, which means better performance. The conclusion: if you want to do some light tasking and running some light games, you can go for B-Link Sur 5 with Ryzen 5. But if you want to do some basic editing, it's better to go for the Ryzen 7. These processors are better for video editing. However, if you already have mini PC or you have low-end PC and you want to edit some videos, you can use some light software. There is CapCut and there is Filmora. You can run CapCut on any low-end PC and it's free and easy to use. Filmora as well, you can run this software on any low-end PC, but it's not free. So this was the best mini PC that you can get at the budget. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Have a good day, see you next time, and thank you for watching.